We've been married for almost 10 years. We've been married for 5 years and have 2 lovely girls, aged 5 and 7. As an engineer, I make 6 figures a year, which is enough for my wife to not have to work. Our house has 6 bedrooms, a yard, and a swing set in the back. There is a mother and a sister of my wife's who live with us. I have been taking care of them for over 2 years. In the last few years, my wife and I were having a lot of problems, and our marriage was falling apart. I thought it might happen, so I talked my wife into going to marriage therapy with me. Since April, we've been going almost every week. We were both unhappy, and therapy really helped me see how our bad habits were hurting us. I was trying to be a better husband and dad, and I thought my wife was doing the same. In October, I had to go away for a few weeks on work. While I was gone, a friend told me that my wife was seeing a certain guy a lot. I had met this guy before and was told that he was friends with my wife's friends. That was it. I was, of course, on the next flight back home that night when my wife picked me up at the airport. She didn't seem happy to see me or close to me. I only told her I missed her and the kids and didn't say why I had come back. As soon as we got home, she went to bed. I stayed up a little while longer and took her phone when she was asleep. So you know, if your partner keeps their phone on them all the time, even while they sleep or shower, they are trying to hide something. I got the guy's name and scrolled through the texts. All of them were gone. The cell phone records showed that she sent him more than 20 texts every day. I woke her up and asked her what was going on. It was all lies, she said, and they were just friends. She deleted them because she knew I would get the wrong idea from them. Every day, my doubts grow, so I start keeping a close eye on her cell phone records. I can't take it any longer, so I tell her she needs to stop talking to him. I even politely talk to the guy at his house and ask him to stop talking to my wife. He agrees to cease. Because she thinks I broke up this perfectly fine friendship she had with him, my wife starts to be angry at me. The girl does stop texting and calling the guy, though. But I do notice a sudden increase in the amount of time she spends on her phone every day, which I know to be Facebook chatting. She holds her phone closer and closer and always says she hasn't talked to the guy. I start to feel scared, so I decide to forget about it and work on being a better husband and dad. I start to pay more attention, help the kids more, and take part in more of their daily tasks. I also worry less about money and other small things. I do my own clothes and the laundry of my kids to help out. I begin to get involved with the things that matter to her and make her happy. Horses are her thing. So she can get out more and feel good about herself, I bought her a horse a few years ago and help her look for work in the field. Today, January 15th, is her brother's birthday, so we have a big dinner to eat. We have a great dinner with all of her cousins and friends. After dinner, she and most of the other people go to the bar next door. I was hanging out with one of her cousins in the restaurant when the manager came up to me with her phone and asked if I knew who owned it. When I opened her Facebook app on her phone, I saw a bunch of texts between them. She tells him how much she loves and misses him, and how she'll never take off her jacket because it smells like him. She also calls him my one and only. It's getting too much for me to handle the texts. Her cousin also reads the texts and is shocked. She told me that she liked him after I confronted her and read all the texts, but she insisted that they never had sex. It's her story that they only kissed twice. I tell her I don't believe her and don't trust anything she says. I'm sure they didn't have sex, but I'm not going to tell her that. She tells me that she was with him because I forget about her for years. My world seems to be falling apart around me. I'm hurt, angry, and stupid all at the same time. I don't want to split up with my husband, but I also don't want to be married to someone who doesn't love me. I don't know what I want yet, but she says she wants to work through this. I get the impression that she wants to be herself, and show me that she doesn't need me. I really love her and find it hard to be mad at her, but I think the only way for her to value what she has is to lose it, or at least some of it. What should I change and do? Thanks for all the tips. They've been very helpful to me. I promise to let you know about the new plans I have made since everything started. Talk to a lawyer. I talked to one last week, and he was very helpful. My friend told me I had to go home while I was living with him at the time. One of the laws in my state lets her say I left her and the kids, which is why I'm back home sleeping in the basement. He also told me I have enough proof to show she cheated on me, which means I might not have to pay her alimony. Of course, child support is due, but not a dime more. He also told me that no matter what, I shouldn't have sex with her because if I do, I'll be okay with the affair and have no reason to say she was cheating on me. If a woman has cheated on her husband, he tells her to try to get in his pants, that's what he said. Keep your valuables safe. I started a new checking account in my own name, and have already changed where my direct deposit goes. I cancelled all of our joint credit cards and set up tracking for fraud and credit. Get rid of the mom and sister. My real estate agent and I talked last week, and my house will be for sale next month. You know what? I told them they'll have to find a place to live after I sell the house. Also, my wife did get a job. She works for her uncle's moving business and makes shit, but I hope she now knows what it's like to put in a hard day's work. It was probably because I told her I wouldn't be paying for her horse's housing or food anymore. That and when I took away her gas card. Since I got her an Lexus GX 470, I can tell you that filling it up doesn't come cheap. In terms of the kids, I'm doing everything I can to make things as easy as possible for them. I will not fight or argue with them, and I will take good care of them. To know that it's not my fault, and that she needs to work hardest to fix things is the best thing that has come out of this. Thank you, Edit. In short, I'm doing a lot better now that 8 months have passed. I've been going through ups and downs in my feelings over the past few months. I was very sad and in a bad place for a while. I found it hard to get up and go to work every morning. In fact, I didn't do it very often. I was in a lot of pain and anger, and I still am. My first thought was to get back at her, and really show her what happened when she did what she did. We agreed on a weekly amount of child support that I would pay her. It was a lot more than what the law required, but I thought it was the right thing to do at the time. The settlement deal was written by my lawyer, so all we had to do was sign it. She knew how much money I would be sending her every month. A rental house was found about 45 minutes from the city. It looked like a nice place for the girls to live, and the schools are great. That place was nice, but too expensive for her to live close to town. I thought it would be good for her. As part of the settlement, a person of the opposite sex who wasn't connected to the children couldn't spend the night with them. This meant that her boyfriend couldn't sleep over while the kids were there. This was also true for me. No girls staying the night when my kids are with me. This part of the settlement deal is pretty standard, and our state even backs it up. Of course, she had this jerk sleeping over several nights a week within the first week of moving into her new place, before we could sign the settlement deal. Even worse, she tried to get the kids to lie to me about it, which made me very angry. I told her that I would give her nothing, ask for everything, and only pay the child support the state required, nothing more. I had my lawyer take back the settlement offer. She finally got it after a while, but now she's having a hard time making ends meet. Don't get me wrong, I think the kids are fine. I always make sure they have food, clothes, toys, and anything else they might need. I don't give her the money, I just pay for it myself. She says she's looking for work, but I really don't care. No longer is it my problem, but hers. I started doing CrossFit, and it has totally changed me. It helped me a lot. Now I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm bursting with confidence and feel great. I now have a new friend who is really great. I think I like her so much because she's so different from my ex. We get along great. She is smart, beautiful, very successful, and has goals. From the start, I made it clear to her that I wasn't interested in starting another relationship right away. She knows what we have and is fine with it. Meeting the new girl really changed my life. I had a friend I could talk to, hang out with, get emotional with, and get close to. Things have only gotten better since then. It made me feel better and improved my general mood. I was beginning to feel happy again. I was able to stop being so angry at my ex. Now that the kids are grown, my ex and I get along great. We talk often and always put them first. Though I will always hate her for what she did to me, getting along with her is best for everyone since she is the mother of my children. I will never trust her again, so we're not going to get back together. But we can be friends and get along. One thing I will never get over is the son of AB*TCH with whom she cheated on me. I told her that I would never accept him, or even know that he exists. I should never see him again. It would be best for both of us. If anyone is interested, there is more. Someone asked me about the current update because they were interested in how things were going. I also had something to say.